DBS Radio and to the viewers on social media. We are live at Toucari at the Almond deck, and we are in for a press conference with the staff and manager of Almond deck, as they will be speaking about their first anniversary celebrations, and we are just waiting on the proceedings to begin. But right now we are at a lovely bay, Toucari Bay, and we are far north of the island. So stay tuned to DBS Radio as we begin this afternoon's proceedings at the Almond deck.
Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you very much, DBS Radio. I really want to thank you for taking the time off to come to Toucari. In the old days, we used to consider Toucari to be a far place. But in recent times, Toucari has become probably one of the leading entertainment spot in the country. And so people now find it very easy to get to Toucari. So let me say good afternoon to the listening public, and good afternoon to the media for being here with us today. Now, some people are asking, what are you having? Is it a press launch? Is it a press briefing? Is it an outside broadcast? And that's why I'm not really sure. Just give me the one that is cheaper. Just give me the cheaper option, and I will take it. But today we're here at the Almond deck. First of all, in celebration of our first anniversary. Well, I'm saying our because but not me. I'm not part of the Almond deck, except my family is part of Almond deck, and so I, as an elder statesman, I seek to guide them in their operations, particularly since I was involved over 45 years in developing Toucari as an entertainment spot. If you notice, all these buildings on this side, this other pink building and the one across the street, all these were built by me and my team maybe about 45, 50 years ago. And that is since when we had the vision of making Toucari a place to be sought after. And today I'm very, very happy to see that the fruits of my labor and our labor in the community is now bearing. And that is evident by the crowds that we have been able to attract in Toucari almost every weekend and during the week sometimes. And we have to thank those people who made it happen. We have Keeping It Real, who has made a tremendous contribution and done tremendous work in getting the popularity to Toucari that Toucari requires. And now with the Almond deck, we see us as complementing the existing efforts at making Toucari the most entertaining, the most fun, and the most relaxing spot on the island. So I've been asked by the Almond deck to assist them in the execution of this particular function and the activities to mark the first anniversary. And so I've gladly obliged because it brings back sweet memories of what I've been dreaming about, of what I've been working on for so long. And now I can see more people taking an interest, and that augurs very, very well for the future development of Toucari and to meet our objectives of being the most entertaining, the most fun, and the most relaxing spot in the country. So one of the activities that we're really highlighting, and the manager will tell you everything else you need to about the Almond deck, but I'm only here to promote the activities. One of the activities that we will be engaging in on Sunday, the 20th, I think, is something that we call a poker run. And it's something that you see in the Bahamas, you see it in Anguilla. In fact, Anguilla just celebrated their poker run last week. And understand it was a hit with over 100 boats participating. You also have something similar in Guadeloupe, but they don't call it a boat, they call it the yawl, where you have all these boats with all these colorful sails, and they're sailing across Guadeloupe from one point to the other. And we believe that in keeping with our vision for exploiting the blue economy, in keeping with our vision for enhancing the beach, include in our vision for more like introducing new activities in the country, because you will admit that we cannot run a successful tourism industry by just utilizing the existing infrastructure. We have to expand our infrastructure. We have to improve on our quality of service. We have to improve on the quality of our cuisine. We have to begin to introduce new and creative drinks. And we have to begin to enhance the tours. And so the business of tourism development is not a start and stop activity. It's an activity that continues to evolve. And so we at the Almond Deck, we believe that the poker run may be a very good attraction, and it has the potential of developing into an annual national event, because the intention is for years. We're only now getting started this year, and so we expect to have some teething challenges. But suffice to say that we have some very interesting people as part of our team supporting us because they understand it. And I must make mention of Sugar George Incorporated and Tranquility Beach. As you would well know, Sugar George spent a lot of his time in Anguilla, and he would have seen several dozens of poker runs. And once we dropped the idea on him, he became immediately fascinated by the idea, and he decided to put his 100% support behind the activity. We have some more sponsors, which the CEO of Almond Deck will brief you on. She will explain to us, because a number of Dominicans have been asking us, but what is this poker run business? How can I just pay $300 and win 3,500? What is that, a scheme? You know? And no, it's not a scheme. And so the CEO, Josephine, will explain to the media and explain to the Dominican people exactly what this poker run is all about and what is expected to happen on Sunday from 10 a.m. when we start off at Maboyd's Bar. So with this very brief introduction, I would pass you on to Josephine for the rest of the evening, I hope.
Thank you. You want this here? Okay, so good evening, everybody. The media. I've already been introduced. How do I call you on this, Mr. Austri? Or so I've already been introduced by our consultant. My name is Josephine Austri. A lot of people have been asking. Well, he already briefed us on what the poker run is going to be and what it means for us now next Sunday. So I'm just going to answer the questions that we have been asked over the last couple of months as to what it is, what does it mean, how does the game go, what it is about. So with the poker run, you can take several turns with it. You can be creative as to how exactly you execute the poker run on the day off. So like he mentioned, Anguilla has their poker run, so does Bahamas, so does Miami. But we can be creative, like it doesn't have to be the same concept for us here. So how we're going to take it on here in Dominica, Sunday, the boats that we have had registered to take part in the poker run, we are all going to assemble at Woodbridge Bay, that is at Maboyd's area. So all of the boats will gather at Maboyd's area. We'll do another briefing there, introduce each other, again, go over the rules and regulations of the game and how exactly it's supposed to go, safety rules, safety measures, all of that stuff. At that location too, we'll have a DJ, as we'd have at all the locations. So DJ Snow would be at Maboyd's location, and we are going to call Maboyd's location the breakfast stop because it's early. We're going to be there from 9 a.m. So that's our poker run breakfast stop. Maboyd will be open for business. She'll be selling, her black puddings, whatever she has on her menu. That'll be available for purchase by the public. And also at that stop, we'll have a few competitions. For example, who will be the first to 100 push-ups? There's a cash prize for that. There'll also be a beer drinking competition. And I think one of our sponsors came on board, Fine Foods Inc. They sponsored a new energy drink called the Stamina Drink, I believe, We're going to sample that and do a stamina drink relay, something along those lines. But we'll get into it when we get to the beach. Um, Most importantly, at every stop, the teams they are expected to pull a card from the deck of cards. So you know we have a deck of cards, 52 cards. So we'll have some poker girls at every stop who will be responsible for shuffling the cards of 52, and the captain pulls a card from the deck of cards, or he or she assigns a team member to pull a card. No, the captain of the boat. So the team is expected to be of 6 people. However, if you have a captain and a team of 6, they can bring along any amount of people on that particular boat if they want to. But the team members for that boat must not exceed 6. Making sense so far? So the captain assigns anybody on his team to pull a card from the deck of cards. That person pulls a card, hands it over to a poker girl, and the poker girl will now write down whatever card that person passes on to them, so we don't get confused along the way. Once the card is drawn, the card goes back into the deck, and we go back to the beach. We continue partying with the DJ, we eat, we drink, and then we get ready for our next stop. Each stop is expected to be about an hour and 15 minutes, but we know, give or take, it could be a little more, it could be a little less. So that's stop 1, our breakfast stop. Then we head on over to stop 2, that is Mero Beach. We're going to call the Mero Beach stop the Drift Party, mainly because one of our main activities at Mero stop is going to be the Drift Challenge. I'm not sure, well, many people have been on TikTok over the last couple of years, so you have seen the new Drift Challenge on TikTok. So we have asked groups and people who believe they can dance, even if you're not a dancer, come on down to Mirror Beach and get a chance to win a cash prize if you and your team after performing the Drift Challenge on that beach. Also at Mirror Beach we'd have something called a slippery relay. The slippery relay is basically, we're going to have a tarpaulin, spread it all along the beach, and drizzle some dishwashing liquid, something that's slippery and slidey, and you try to balance from one point to the next until you get to your partner to the other side. You grab the beer from their hand and you try to balance again to go back to the starting point. So we'll call that the slippery relay. We'll also have a hot dog eating competition at that stop. Our DJs for stop 2, we have DJ MJ and we have DJ Slim. Following stop 2, we head on over to stop 3, Coolie Beach Beach. We're going to call that stop our wing stop, because the main bar along this stop, we call it Zab's Bar, and she specializes in the great wings that she does at her spot. So we call this stop the wing stop. DJ Cell is one of our main sponsors for that particular stop, where they will host a scavenger hunt. And patrons, the most exciting thing about that is anyone along the route can participate. So even if you're an onlooker, if you're just stopping by and you find it interesting and you want to take part in whatever is going on, it's open to the public. It's not just open to people who have registered to take part in the poker run, if you get what I'm saying. So we'll have bakes eating competition there at that stop. DJ Cell would have a scavenger hunt. That means DJ Cell will get there a few minutes before the run actually gets to the stop, and will plant various clues along that little stretch in Coolie Beach between Zab's Bar, the bar where we're going to be, I believe, to the bus stop. So a few clues will be planted. It's called a scavenger hunt, and once you find it, whatever you find, that prize or whatever it is there at that time, it's yours. That's what you win. So we're moving on to stop 4. Then we get to Purpose Beach Seabird Bar. We are calling this stop our beer stop. So there we'll have a beer drinking competition, and we'll also have a tug of war and a beer cooler relay. The beer cooler relay is basically you fill a cooler with some beers, and when you get to each partner, each team member from point 1 to point B to point C, you put your cooler down, grab whatever beer you have in your cooler, chug it. When you finish, you put it back into your cooler. You run to your team member, they do the same thing, put the cooler down, chug it. Whoever chugs last and gets to their team member first, they win. That's the idea of the beer cooler relay. And then we head on down to Tan Tan, Bell Hall Beach Spot. We're going to call the our freestyle and entertainment stop, because we'll have a few modeling, the modeling aspect at that stop. We'll have some freestyling on your recent Booyah Redeem at that stop also. What else? We'll have best dressed male, best dressed female at that stop also. The DJ at that stop is Selector Urban. When we're finished, now bear in mind, at every stop, we are collecting these cards. So from Marboy up until Tantan, we'll be collecting cards. By the time you get to your fifth stop, you would have had 5 cards already along the way. One from Marboy stop, one from Mero Beach, one from Kulivishi Beach. You'd have a card also from Purple Turtle, and your last card you will pull from the Tantan stop. When we get to Toucari, our last stop, now remember I mentioned that tally sheet that we're going to have. So now we get to Toucari, and the poker girls, along with some other assigned persons we'll have here, they're going to go through the tally sheets, add up the cards that each team has, and that team with the highest hand, that's the team who qualifies as the grand prize winner. So again, I want to stress that the poker run, it is not a race. So getting here first, your team getting here first does not qualify you as the winner. The only thing that qualifies you as the winner is the cards that you will have in your hand. So for example, my team might get here, we'll have 2 aces, 2 jacks, a king, highest hand, we win the $3,500. A team might show up with 1, 2, 3, 4s, we already know what's happening. That team goes home with nothing. But the second highest hand, you will win $1,500, and the third highest hand, the prize for that I believe is $1,000. Along with the cash prizes, we'll have little tokens sponsored by our partners who came on board with us, who would award various tokens and gifts also along with the cash prizes. So that's the idea for when we get to the last stop. And the last stop, we're going to call the last stop the poker party, because it's the grand finale. That's where Triple K will come on, and a few other headline DJs and other major acts will come on here. The poker run, honestly, made possible by our sponsors. We have had some very generous sponsors who have come on board with us. If I can remember them all: HHB Whitchurch, Fine Foods Inc., Express the Zeal, Sugar Judge Inc., Tranquility Beach, Digicel, Tech Universe, Aaron's Gym, Royal Touch Spa, Outdoor World, Hennessy, Pirates, Ruben Thomas. I hope I didn't miss out on anybody, but if we did, don't worry, your logos have already been plastered on all of our flyers. We do remember you. So that's the basic idea of the poker run. And we're asking also, there are a few people who have said, okay, what if I do not have a boat, but I want to join along the fun, but I do not own a boat, I don't know anybody with a boat. Persons will also be joining us along the route via car, bus, van, bike, truck. So, of course, if we get to Marboy stop, you will be there on your bus with your friends, or you get there in a car or bike, and you follow us along the west coast from point 1 to point 6. Point 6 being Toucari. It's not considered a stop because you do not pull a card at Toucari, but it's considered one of the points that we get to. I think I covered most of it. If we had any questions, I feel like okay.
Okay, just let me make 2 points. The first point is, at all the stops, these people we consider to be partners. They're partnering with us, making their own arrangements. Many of them are supplying their own music, and it's an opportunity for them to participate in our poker run, but it's also an opportunity for them to make some money and to be enterprising, because all these are ongoing businesses. All these bars are running, and so it's another opportunity for them to make some money, but to help us with the activity. The other point she was making is that you can follow the poker run by land. So you can organize your card, and that's why I talk about the bikes, the bikes and the cars and the vehicles. They stop by Marboy, and while the boats are moving by sea, they're moving by land, and they stop. Because at every stop is like a party. You can buy, the shops will be open, the villagers will be selling, you can buy your drinks, you can buy your stuff, and you can do by land. The other thing we notice here in Toucari, there are a number of boats that are doing charters. and they come here every Sunday. Now, we've been in contact with a few of those, and they are organizing party excursions. Like Island Spirits, they're organizing party excursions. So this boat from Portsmouth, the Portsmouth is Island Spirit. They will live with his crew, his 50, 60, 70 people on his party boat with all their drinks and everything. And he'll come join us at Maboy Bar. And he will float with us as we're coming up. There's also a French gentleman, he's Dominican, but when he heard about it, he was so excited that he immediately wanted to participate. And he has a catamaran. So he's coming up from Matnik with his catamaran, and he'll organize an excursion. So people want to leave Woodridge Bay and come on to Toucari. Because you see, the thing is, apart from the boats that are in the competition, we're also encouraging all boats. We want to see 100 boats on the water. We're encouraging all boats to be part of that activity. Come your bath suit, your bath pant, your drinks, and come and have some fun. It's the end of summer. It's maybe one of the last major activities before we go back to school, before the end of the summer in September. And we see this as an opportunity that we're promoting in that regard. So I just wanted to add this little bit. The other thing you'll notice when you come to Toucari, you'll notice a slight change. Now, normally when you come to Toucari, all our activities are on the stage, on the other side of the road. And it does create a serious traffic problem. That's one thing Toucari is known for, a traffic problem. Once you come to Toucari to party, expect a traffic problem. In fact, over the last couple of weeks, we have had vehicles parking as far as 7 Pi. And that is an indication of the number of people that come to Toucari for entertainment, that visit Toucari for entertainment, that we increasingly having vehicles parking up that hill, and people walk down or shuttle down to the flat. So in 1 year, we believe that we have added to the vision of making Toucari the best place for entertainment, for fun, and for relaxation. The intention is not to compete with anybody. We don't compete. Our product is, well, their product is unique and is different. We're not doing food like everybody else doing food. And if you want to have a variety of activities, we would like to encourage to be creative. Find something. Find something that will give your foot into the tourism market of Toucari, into the financial potentials that can be, that have been, money has been spent in Toucari every weekend, Saturday and Friday for sure. All bars are open, all restaurants, and even during the course of the week, they come here for dinners, they come here for suppers, they come here to lime, they come here to hang out. And that, I believe, that we have contributed. In fact, over the last year, most of the businesses in Toucari have done some level of upgrading. All, if you pass around, and even some have moved from selling rice and sugar to selling chicken and bakes, because the opportunity, at the end of the day, if you have a product, you need people to buy the product. Unless you can get people in, you cannot sell the product. And so our vision is to bring people in Toucari, not necessarily to the Almond deck, but to bring people to Toucari. Once you get to Toucari, you will decide where you want to hang out, where you want to eat, where you want to drink. There are several places. There are 4 or 5 spots in close proximity that will offer you the various options: food, eat, drink, style, lights, even the construction. As you can see, we have tried to stay as local as possible. We use a lot of local wood, we use shingles, and that kind of stuff. So we celebrate our first anniversary. We believe that the people of Dominica have been very, very good to us. They patronize us. If they patronize us, and when you count your money, you see you had a good day or a good night, then you have to thank the people who brought the money. You didn't go and take a loan. It's people's money. And you can measure your success in the marketplace by the number of people from anywhere who patronize your business. And I can say to you that we are very, very satisfied with the patronage, with the hypes, with the accolades that we've been getting on Facebook. Some people say bad things, but this is your choice. People are very subjective in their views, and they have different reasons for wanting to say you up or to say you down. But we're very satisfied that after 1 year, we have made some difference in the tourism product of Toucari, and we'll continue to do so. And we're calling other people within the communities to let us work. Develop your business, develop your niche, find out what works for you, and let us work together in harmony as one small community that's sitting on a gold mine. But if we become selfish and try to grab all for ourselves, we'll fail because no one of us can afford to offer the varieties that are required in that industry. And so that we believe there's room for more people. There are about 4 businesses, but we can say another 4. But you must know what you want to invest in and where you want to compete. And whether you can face the competition of the food, whether you can face the competition of the drinks, wherever you feel you can make a difference to your business, to yourself and to your family, you're free and open. There are no restrictions on who can enter this very lucrative tourism market. So I don't know if Jose, you want to find your sponsors and big up your sponsors finally.
I think I mentioned that earlier, but just to make sure.
But in the meantime, we'll take questions. Yes, Steve.
Because there's so much vibrancy already in Toucari, on Coca-Cola, this seems like a major boost for the tourism, the Ministry of Tourism in Dominica. What is the support like coming from them, or have you thrown the idea out to them? Because listening to what you've said, it seems like if we continue on that trajectory, as it were, then this is going to be like something big like jazz and Creole, or even the WCMF.
Well,
and people like sports, people like water sports, people like activities on a Sunday. So what is the ministry saying?
Well, they're involved with us. We approach tourism because we show them, look, this activity you might well put on your agenda because it will bring new clients, it will bring a different vibes, a different spot. And so tourism, the PS Lisa has been working with us from day one, and also Discover Dominica. They've been working with us. We would love a little more support from them, but very happy in the little that we get from them because at the end of the day, we can see them benefiting. Because the thing is to bring the people down. Because in fact, we had 10 boats from St. Thomas who were booked to come, but they go to Anguilla, so they understand what it is. They were booked to come, but they had difficulty getting a badge to bring the boats. They were bringing 10 or 12 boats to come, 12 boats to be part of the poker run. People do it, they sail, they just go. I mean, this marine warriors, they just go. The French people, they love the sea, they love the boat, they love to fish. And any activity you have, once you give them enough notice, enough time, and you promote your activity well in the French countries, they will come down on a weekend, they'll come down, they'll join, they'll stay at the restaurant, they'll eat. So, yes, DDA is on board, Ministry of Tourism is on board. We've received tremendous support from them. But like we say, this is something that we intend to do every year, so we'll be requiring much more support. And I was making a point, because of the traffic congestion, when you have big activities, anytime Triple K comes to Toucari, you're going to have problems. We're going to try to move some of the activities on the beach because we don't believe that our beach is being sufficiently utilized. Because everything's happening in the road, only some people come to bathe and that's it. So we're going to be building a stage on the beach. And so we will have the music projecting both on the beach and on the road. So we can reduce the number of people we have on the road by bringing them down on the beach. So a lot of Triple K will be on the beach to encourage people to move away from the traffic. Let's not give the police too much headache to control the traffic, but let us see how many people we can move to the beach so we can now begin to realize the potential of this little beach there we have in Toucari. For bathing and swimming, it's fine, but for that kind of entertainment, we need to sell it.
Okay, Layla Langford, DBS Radio. It's a very interesting event. This is one of a kind that we have never seen in Dominica. How has persons been responding to the event? And in terms of registration, if somebody just hearing this for the first time, how can they register and be a part of the event?
Okay. I'm glad you asked that because like you said, it's new, it's brand new, it's fresh. We've never had it here before. So we have spent a lot of time trying to explain, like doing this, what we're doing now, explain via voice notes, via emails, via calls, what exact, because it's a lot. If you really sit and think about it, it comes with a lot. Like it's a lot of strategy. Like you have to make sure that you at your stop and do this and do that. So we'll spend a lot of time explaining to persons who have been interested, and then once we get on with them, they're like, "Oh, okay, that's how it goes." So that's when they really get the real idea of what the poker run is. Even with trying to get some sponsors on board, it's been difficult because to them, okay, no, we don't really see the potential in that right now, so we're gonna have to decline for this year. Probably let's say. So it's been a challenge, really, trying to explain because again, it's very new to Dominic, but we're hoping after this year, we can call it a test run, see how this year goes, do a little bit more marketing and promoting over the next year, and get ready for 2024. That we hope after this year and all the footage that we got, that will get persons more interested. So even after today, you still have the opportunity to register after today, up until Friday. Up until Friday, you are free on Friday? No, up until the 19th, Saturday, sorry. Your registration remains open. We have a link that we've blast out. If you're unable to register through the link, we have a contact number that we too have posted on social media, 614-0330. You can call this number and you can meet up with us anywhere, anytime, and we can do a physical registration. If that is too much for you, we also have a link that we can send to you and you can register via that link also. So registration remains open up until Saturday.
I mean, very, very realistic. Like she said, because people don't know what this is, I mean, so registration has been slow, but over the last couple of days, the registration has really picked up. To me, it's not how many boats you get this year. To me, it's a concept we're trying to sell. We're trying to sell an idea. And although it's costly, it's costing us money, but we believe it's an investment that is worth it. Because if we come out successfully, then we can see the long-term benefits. We expect the sponsorships to grow. Because once the business people see the potential and the opportunities for them, then they will join in. And of course, like I said, we have business people who understand it, who are part of it. We have people from St. Thomas who knows what the poker run is. So they're getting ready to charter a plane to send the boats down by barge, and they would have chartered a plane to bring them down, come down for the Saturday, spend the Sunday, and maybe move back Monday morning early.
But that's because they understand what it is.
Because they know it, they understand it, it's fun, they love it. And in Anguilla, it's 8,000 US, 10,000 US for the grand prize. We're starting small, we're starting slow, so we're going for 3,005 EC. But we're sure that as the idea it grows, and as it becomes a national event, and as everybody will get on board, and we're hoping that Wadix can get on board with us. He's been very helpful because he has his connections with the French country. He's a Creole man. And like I said, we sit in between 1 million people. Why you next door to 1 million people and you want to go to Alaska to get people to come to Dominica? Just jump on the ferry and go to Guadeloupe and go to Martinique and go to St. Lucia. So Wadix have been of tremendous support as a partner, not as a partner. He's doing our ads and working with us and giving us the advice. And people like that, we will really need them to jump. We talk about Sugar George, Tranquility Inc. He's on board with it. He's our platinum sponsor, making a lot of the resources available because he understands the potential. He's seen it, he's been there, he knows the potential, he understands it. We have Digicel, and Digicel will be another gold sponsor. In fact, they were the first people to, apart from Sugar George, to respond. Immediately they catch on to it. It says, yeah, we know that's a good idea. We'll jump in with you. And some other people, we're still waiting for some responses. Some people are still saying to us, well, I have to talk to my head office to see what's going on. But I still believe that with this press blast we're doing right now, and with hyping up the activities and with the radio announcements, we still believe a lot more people will participate. But to me, it's not about the number of boats. If I get 15 boats, 20 boats, 25 boats, I would deem it to be successful. Because this will be 25 people you'll be loosing out there in the communities to say what a great activity it was, what a great activity it is, how much fun we had. And you use this so people can do their own promotion and their own marketing. So we understand the challenges. It's difficult to pull through because you know all the logistics, all these stops you have to make, and what happens at every stop, and you still have a time limitation. You have 1 hour 15 minutes to do everything, and you have to give the people an opportunity to make some money. You have to give my boy an opportunity to sell some bakes and some black pudding. You know, but people can stay. You don't have to follow the poker run. You can come there because you might have a brief opening. So when we leave to go to Mero, you can stay by my boy because the music will be there. She will have a system. DJ Snow? Snow will be there until one time. And at all the stops, there'll be music, there'll be dance, there'll be party, and you choose what you want to do. You want to go the whole run to Toucari? You're free. You want to stop in Mero on the beach and chill? You're free to do that. You want to stay Purple Turtle? You can stay Purple Turtle. But at the end of the day, Triple K, and it's going to be a 5-6-ish. Because we know everybody know Triple K as the daybreak band. But we're going to try Triple K as the dawn band. No, not the dawn band. The sunset. The sunset band. So we're going to try Triple K. And we believe that the adults and the people who like to participate would like some early activities. This is not the regular crowd that wants to go home at 3-4 o'clock in the morning. That have its own crowd. But you have people that want to be part of the excitement, and you would like to give them some real excitement before they leave, about 7 or 8 before they head home. So Triple K will come on early, and of course we'll have the DJs. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Danielle Noel from Kairi TV News. So, firstly, I just think this idea is fantastic, and I can commend you on all the efforts and everything that you've been doing. This is one of the reasons why I thought, oh, Dominica is the place to go and the place to be, because it's absolutely fantastic. And I have a little bit of boating in my blood, looking at Caracu Regatta, I'm sure you've heard of, you know, that's been going for many, many years. So this is all very exciting. But one of the questions I would have to ask is in relation to Dominica's relationship with the sea. And we know how there has been a lot of challenges with the aquatic life over here in relation to climate change. And with a lot of fets and a lot of things, we know that there is often a lot of litter left after these events. So, and I'm sure you've put in place the necessary things, but for people like myself who are concerned about climate change and things like that and not having, you know, beer bottles and plastic that's just going into the ocean, specifically with you stopping in 5 different places, can you talk through a little bit about what you're doing to mitigate against litter and rubbish and people actually being respectful of the environment, so it's not just a free-for-all and throw their things and continue going?
Well, you would understand that the issue of litter management is a continuous issue. It's an issue that you have to continue to educate people about it, especially when you're not part of that culture. We used to just throw in things out of the windows of vehicles, just throw in things. So it's something that you have to gradually work into the psyche of the Dominican people. What you can do is to create avenues where they can deposit their litter rather than throw it all over the place. Here in Toucari, we have one thing different about Toucari. The next day, the place is clean. We have guys who will come out at 5 o'clock in the morning. We have one guy who comes out there and he does the beach. And we have guys who will come out there and clean up the place. But we'll have receptacles at strategic locations, which we already have. Because don't forget, this is an ongoing community. We have the guy on the other side. He has his receptacle. The guy there has his receptacle. Keep it real, has 3 or 4 receptacles. So the business owners are very conscious of the need to keep the place clean always. On the issue of the sea has served us well in terms of fishing, but there's so much more that the sea can offer us. And that is why the government has placed in its portfolio of ministries the blue and green economy. And the blue economy is really seeking to take advantage of all the economic potentials, tourism, energy, there are tremendous fishing, there are tremendous potential trade, tremendous potentials that exist in this body of water we're looking at. But I don't think we touched, in Dominica in particular, we touched the tip of it. And what we're trying to introduce is a new way, another way of utilizing our marine resources for the benefit of the people in an environmentally clean and respectful manner.
Let me also add something. So to wrap it up, let me also add something. We also have maritime and fisheries on board with us. And they have given us a lot of advice as to how we go about in speaking to the boat owners who are going to take part and how they should be disposing of their waste about their boats. Because like I said, even if you have a team of 6 on your boat, you are free to invite whatever your capacity of your boat can hold. So again, we're going to have, the garbage bags, hand them out to the boat owners and say, hey, this is where you dispose of your waste. And cross our fingers that this is how they dispose of their waste. I mean, we'll do our part in ensuring that that's how you dispose of your waste. So we're doing that. And again, we want to thank Fisheries and Maritime we've had several meetings with them, and they have given us a lot of advice as to, how the boat should park alongside each other, what should be between the boats, how close or how far we should be on shore for the corals and for they've been on board. So I think we're doing a pretty good job with that aspect of it.
So finally, just before we leave, we have been in touch with the Red Cross because we have to put our safety measures in place. We are encouraging all the teams to ensure that they have life jackets. They will not be allowed to participate without their life and safety jackets. We have also reached out to the Coast Guard to give us some support on the water to make sure everything goes well, because it has to be done orderly, because you don't want an accident with two boats racing and have accidents. So we have thought and tried to we're also in contact with the Portsmouth Police, so we have tried to put as many of the issues we can think about that could make the thing go wrong. We'll never cover all the bases, but we believe with experience then we'll see the stuff that we need to do. But we are in fact taking all necessary precautions to ensure that we have a safe and funful activity. It's going to be lovely having a party on the water. It's going to be, I'm looking forward to seeing it happen, because I think it's exciting. I think we love our sea. We swim, we bathe, we go spear fishing, and I believe Dominicans love the sea, and they will utilize. And that's us living on an island. You have got a choice but to love the sea. Your whole sustainability is around you. You on any side you step into the ocean. So the ocean is a very important asset to the people of Dominica. I'm hoping that with that activity we can further highlight, and bring an awareness of things that can be done that would maintain the environment in a pristine manner, that would give our people a livelihood, and that would give our Dominican people some fun, and create an opportunity for another way to sell Dominica and to get people to come. Because that's what we want. We want people to come into our country. And we believe that these are some of the things that can be done to bring in people. You can imagine you got 1,000, which is not much. Radix brought 3,000-4,000. You can imagine you bring 2,000 next year, 500, because it will grow exponentially. It will grow gradually as people get into the feel of it. So we do not expect to see a miracle product in 2 years or in 1 year. But like Breakfast Fest, as I told you, 7 years it took him to put down the spectacle that he put on in Granby. That's a lot of work. You have to respect the promoter. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of bullshit you have to take. But at the end of the day, sorry, I see you. At the end of the day, you feel that you've made a contribution. You've brought a product in that the entire Granby and Dominica at large can tell you that yes, we benefited, we made some money, and this is what we're supposed to be doing as Dominican people. Okay, thank you very much for coming, and we want to apologize.
Registration is still. Lastly, registration remains open up until Saturday, August 19th. So you're free again to register up until Saturday, August 19th. Yeah, the registration is not about making the money for registration. It's just to cover overheads, but registration is still open up until Saturday, 19th. Again, thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you to you guys for your time. And we're looking forward to a really good event. First time event, but we're looking forward to having a good event. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And here you have it, a press briefing of an activity for the first anniversary of the Almond deck in Toucari. And we would like Dominicans to support this. And here we have it at the Almond deck. We heard of an interesting activity, which is the poker run. And this activity will coincide with the Almond deck anniversary, first anniversary. The Almond deck is located in Toucari, and this activity is somewhat one for the boat owners and for the persons who live in the diaspora, as well as those who are from the French countries, and we are encouraging all Dominicans to take part in this event. This event is the first one of its kind in Dominica, and it is an activity that we heard from the promoters and the organizers and the manager of Almond Deck that it will grow. It will grow through the years to come. So thank you very much for all those who were tuned in to DBS Radio, and we are wrapping it here. I'm Leila Langford signing out.